This is the Game Boy camera. Released in 1998 both inside and outside of North America, it was one of the first digital cameras ever. Today, we're going to be taking a look at it in close detail, seeing what one of the first digital cameras was like to use back in the late 90s and now. Well, to examine the Game Boy camera, we need to first talk about how I got it and the history of it. So Andrew, aka Andrew Mason 321, and I were out one day going to all video game stores around our town. Andrew's looking for a GameCube, and I wasn't looking for anything but a video idea. We went to our first store in hopes that they would have a GameCube, but we were actually surprised to find out that they were at a convention and they were closed for the next few days. Andrew and I weren't that too beat though, as there was another game store just down the street. We went there instead, and oh boy, they had some pretty good stuff. They didn't have a GameCube, but they had some really well-priced amiibo that Andrew got instead. I continued to walk around the store until I saw some things that caught my eyes. There they were, 2 Game Boy cameras, both for $8. One red, another blue. They were both in really nice condition, and $8 is below the average price for one, so I picked up the red one. I also did pick up 1080 snowboarding too, but that's besides the point. We got back to my place, and I immediately grabbed my Game Boy Color and put the camera in it. I was curious to see who the previous owner was, and if the store kept some pictures on it. And to my surprise, it still did have some pictures on it. The first picture is a table with some things on it, I think. The next photo was hard to decode at first, but I think it's someone standing in a mirror taking a picture. The third picture is a guy. That's it. It's just a guy taking a pic on his Game Boy camera. After that, there were some illegible pictures of the outdoors, and then someone's legs. I'm not even kidding, there were just 3 pictures of someone's legs. Well, that's really all I can say about the past of this machine. Someone probably bought it thinking they would have high quality pictures, but I don't really think that dream came true for him. The Game Boy camera has features. Many features. I'm going to start from the beginning of the features to the end of the features, listing them all and what they do. Number 1, there is a self-timer option that allows you to wait from 1 up to 25 seconds before taking the picture. 2, a time-lapse feature allows you to take a time-lapse that you get to set the amount of time it goes on for and how many frames you take. 3, or I guess you could call it 3 or up to 12, as there are a total of 9 trick lenses. The first one mirrors the image on the left and right sides towards the middle. The second is the same, but it mirrors the image toward the outside. The third does the same as the last 2, but it mirrors the image from top and bottom sides towards the middle. And the fourth is the same as the third, but it mirrors the image from the top and the bottom towards the outside. Whew, that was a lot. The 5th lens stretches out the image vertically, while the 6th does the same horizontally. The 7th lens zooms in the image, but it doesn't actually zoom, it's just stretching the image. The 8th lens duplicates the image 4 times to make 4 tiles of the image. The final lens allows you to take 4 half-resolution pictures and tile them the same as the 8th lens. Number 4. There are actually 7 more montage lenses that I don't feel like talking about, so here they are in action. Number 5. You can actually take a panorama in this Game Boy camera. You can make it 4 normal pictures wide or 4 normal pictures tall, and print it wide or tall. I'll get into printing a little later. Number 6. There's a mode where you can take 4 pictures of yourself and put it into one big picture and use it to play a Game & Watch inspired game. You can even stamp a doodle on these pictures too. Number 7. The next feature on this list is run. Well, it's not what it sounds like, as you aren't actually running, but when you go into the run section, it displays a random picture. Who are these people? Number 8. If you hit start on the home menu, you can input personal data, see your high scores, and see the credits. Number 9. If you push select on the home menu, you can doodle and stamp on your pictures, print your pictures, and send your pictures to a friend over a link cable. You can also edit, which allows you to make animations and delete pictures, hotspot, which allows you to do transitions and sound effects, I think, or whatever it actually does, and compose, which allows you to merge pictures together. 10. You can frame and add comments to your pictures. That was a lot. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. The Game Boy printer. I don't actually own one of these things, but it's a printer that connects to your Game Boy via the link cable port and allows you to print your images out. You can even print out panoramas. That was a lot of information, jeez. Well, now that we've gone over the history and features of the Game Boy camera, why don't we take some comparison shots? On the left is my iPhone 6S, and on the right is the Game Boy camera. Now, can you see the difference? I don't know if you can, but I can definitely see a difference between the two. Well, that's all the time I've got. Now I gotta go back to playing Space Fever 2 on Game Boy Color. Why is there a self-destruct button?